So we ran out of tape. I love it. Not your fault. I know I went much longer than you, but I should have communicated that I wanted to yap with him. Let's move on. Loring 08 Clos Pepe.
Pepe, yeah, Clos Pepe.
$39.99. And what can we talk about with the Clos Pepe? This is 92 Spectator, 90... Is it 96 Pinot Report?
Yeah.
Or let's rinse a little.
Okay.
So it's a big score from the Pinot Report. What about the Pinot Report while we're yapping? Do you see a lot of people who care? Does it have an impact? It's kind of niche-y.
You know, I like Greg Walter because he focuses just on Pinot. And he really, really likes Pinot Noir. I think he's a good guy. I think it's a worthwhile publication if you're looking for new things. You know, Spectator does a great job. Parker, they all do a great job, but this guy's focused on Pinot. So if you want to...
And how about Alan Meadows? He's been going into New World Pinot now, right?
You know,
has he reviewed your wines or no?
He has.
Not well?
No, the truth is he's done okay with it. My thing is, it kind of makes sense to me that if for our customer, I want someone to review our wines that really has a passion for the style that we're doing.
And he is the Berg hound.
Right, right. So if Alan, truthfully, the thing is, if Alan really comes out with a high score for something I did, I'm probably not happy with the wine because it probably didn't reflect what I was looking to do. It doesn't mean it was a bad wine, but just stylistically, I don't think it works as much for our consumer base.
Yeah, and think of it as like somebody who like reviews rap compared to somebody who reviews classical music.
Exactly.
If there's somehow that a rap single gets a great score from a classical music reviewer, you're going to be like, what happened there?
But it still could be good for someone who...
No question.
As long as your palate, if your palate's aligned with Alan or Steve Tanzer, Jim Lobby, stick with them because that's going to be your best guide.
Or a benchmark. Or if you're, by the way, ironically, or if you're completely the other way. I mean, I've seen people come in here and be like, do you have an 84 to 87 point Parker wines? I'm like, what's going on here? Oh, well, I know he loves the fruit bombs. I'm a little bit more earth tone. I just go reverse.
Yep. So you just have to figure out how to use
what's
the reviewers.
going on with Clos Pepe?
Clos Pepe, a great little vineyard in Santa Rita Hills, real close to our winery. Our winery.
Ohio's made some great wines out of there.
There, you see Brewer Clifton, Siduri, Rustler, my buddy Andrew at AP Vin.
Yeah, good guy.
A bunch. Yeah, Andrew's great. Bunch of. It's all the same names you're going to see in a lot of these vineyards. We all started at the same time. The vineyards came on at the same time.
This is a little more candy-like on the back end,
and sometimes a little
like
more structure.
Sugar.
Yeah, a little more acid in it sometimes.
Fun dip. Fun dip.
Oh yeah, those were great.
That was like a game, right?
Dude, you're gonna make me want to go out and find all these candies.
Are you gonna go like a 5 and dime?
Yeah, I'm gonna go try and find some Abba Zaba now. And oh my god.
You know what I'm addicted to? Lemon heads.
Oh, those are the greatest.
How good are lemon heads? Lemon heads are sick.
Yeah, they're retardedly good.
They're so good, so good. So yeah, a little like powdered sugar on the back end, almost not soapy, but like there's like this sweet like scent, I would say.
And just so we make sure, when we talk about sweet fruit and stuff, these are dry. There's not residual sugar in here bringing. This is really just plush, ripe Pinot fruit. It gets past some of the the super earth tones, and you start bringing up the fruit tones. And that
there's a cola component here, isn't there?
Absolutely, and with a little bit of oak, a little bit of new oak, just enough that it doesn't scream oak. You know, like maybe like a Clio does or something, which by the way I love.
Or like the Oak Monster.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be a spice. It's kind of like when you add salt to something, you don't want it to scream salt, but you want it to bring up the flavors.
There's also a minerality here.
Yeah, there's the vineyard. The vineyard's in an incredible spot. It holds great acidity. This is literally the last vineyard we pick. It might be some of the last Pinot Noir picked in California each year. It's just in a really cold spot.
Ironically, off that segue, this is the kind of wine that I could see a Meadows type palate. If you like Burgundy and you're willing to deal with a little bit of like a hair of sunshine, just a little hair more sunshine, a little more sugar fruit, this could be I mean, to me, this is a great segue wine if you're a hardcore Burgundian fan and you're looking to see what California can bring to the table, but it won't be over the top and overbearing. This is an exceptional transition wine.
Oh, thanks.
Do you see it that way?
No, I can't. I think
have you got any kind of feedback like that?
We do from this
because the minerality on the back,
the minerality and the
mid-palate
structure.
minerality, I thought was what made me think that.
Now, flavor profile, I don't get it,
right?
Because
it wouldn't be as earthy or green.
Right. It doesn't have any of those tones to it, but it's still Pinot Noir. Then you let this sit down for 5 years, and it does start to develop some of those things.
Even out of a screw top.
Even out of a screw top.
Okay, good wine. These are showing really well. Good show so far.
We were really happy with the 08. 08 was a tough vintage in California.
I think
it took a lot of work, a lot of frost damage.
I feel like 08, for a lot of Pinot producers, I've been drinking some stuff I'll be honest with you, has been a good thing to some of them. I feel like they had to work for it more, and it didn't get away from people. Because I think the New World Pinots, the Santa Rita Hills, and these vineyards, there's a lot of producers that are letting the Pinot get away from them.
Yeah. Well,
it's like children. You can't let them get too spoiled. You want them to have fun, but you let them go too far, and they're that kid that's screaming, that's saying, "Shut up, mommy," in Toys R Us. You know, the one that you want to pile drive? Oh.
No comment.
Yeah.
The truth is, you're right. In '08, we had to take risks. You had to try things. And the thing is, you're not seeing the mistakes. The mistakes got bulked out. The mistakes
Russell Family Vineyard.
Yeah.
This has a little less press than these two.
Because, and unfortunately, because...
From Paso.
Paso Robles. That's it. Most people will not associate this as a Pinot Noir region.
No.
And surprisingly, as warm as it is there, most of the producers there try to make a little more Burgundian style. We took the other track. We said, shoot, it's about as warm an area you can grow Pinot Noir. Let's go crazy with it. But the thing is, this vineyard's all limestone. This time of year when there's no leaves on there, it looks like the hills snowed. I mean, it's literally that white. It holds amazing acid and tannin.
It's a little bit less aromatic, you know, than the last two.
It's not the big brightness, but what this to me is, this is the greatest steak Pinot Noir I've ever tasted in my life.
Steak Pinot.
Oh my God. This wine,
91 Spectator, 92 Pinot Report, just FYI, $39.99 again.
It's got the structure, it's got the mouthfeel that's just, it screams for a grilled steak. I love this wine. And it's wine that everything about the location, it should be wrong, and yet it's so much fun.
It's interesting. The first half of this wine is very bright and big and very bold, and I was like, as I was processing, I was like, "Ooh, this might be too big for my palate." The second part of this wine, a lot of the acidity, the freshness, the structure, and it's kind of grainy, and it really is a very much a tale of two wines almost for me on the palate, the beginning and the end. I thought that was kind of interesting about this wine. Yeah. It finishes aggressive, but calmer than the initial attack. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, initially you think this and this area that's going to be like a big fruit bomb. And it starts that way, but it really isn't. The structure, the acid, the tannin, pull it back in and keep it in check. Kind of like what
But it's still bigger bigger than the last two.
Oh yeah. This is, I don't know really if you really want to see Pinot any bigger than this. I mean, we used to make them bigger than this with no acid, and they were, but now this at this level pushes the envelope. But when we make 14 single vineyard Pinot Noirs, it's fun to have one that's like this.
And is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we do 14.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I know. We're not quite like as crazy as Adam Lee, Uncle Sid at Siduri, but yeah, we're nuts.
You're at 14 single vineyards.
Yeah. And my sister's actually put me on probation. Yeah, she told me I can't have any more.
14.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, as
you have a problem.
Well, yeah, that's right.
You fall in love with vineyards.
Well, are we doing a 12-step action here?
Hi, my name is Brian.
Hi, I haven't bought a new vineyard I haven't gone to a new vineyard in 3 years. When you start out, we don't own vineyards, so we're buying all this fruit, long-term contracts. But we started Gary's and Clopepi. These aren't that big a vineyard. And you start looking around, and we've got our acres, then Siduri does, and Costa Brown.
And you didn't want to make a standard Pinot and blend into it.
You know the thing, they're so distinctive
that you wanted to appreciate and respect the terroir.
Exactly, and not that we didn't. I say we. It's my sister and myself at our winery, co-owner, co-winemaker, co-truck driver, co-janitor. We tried blending them, but the problem is, it's like colors, like when you're painting. You put red and yellow together, and you get this really nice orange. Then you start putting, eventually you get muddy brown. You really need to watch how you blend stuff together. And in truth, we're the red, the yellow, the blue of the Pinot Noir world. There's other people that do the oranges, the purples, and the greens, that blend stuff up. That's great, but that's not who we are. And why 14? Because as we wanted to grow, the only way we could do it was to necessarily go get more fruit. We couldn't go to Clopepi and say, we want to triple the amount of fruit. And they look around like, we don't have any more vines to give you. So we just kept going, and my love of Pinot from everywhere kept driving me farther and farther north.
Your personal palate, and I know it's like children, but I'm putting you on a spot. Your
Okay.
personal palate, at this moment, maybe that changes, but in this moment, in this environment, this day, which one of the three wines spoke to you the most?
The one that I'm drinking at home the most, and my sister's actually put me on allocation on, is the Russell.
Really?
Because I eat a lot of red meat. And big sauces.
But no fruit or vegetables.
No fruit or vegetables. It's the whole, pretty much only things that had a face. And it's nothing against vegetarians. Love it, and it's just I just don't
You're the
like
reverse.
them. I'm kind of the reverse. Yeah, it's
What
not
else
a
do you like
political
to eat?
statement.
Nobody's confused.
Cheese, bread.
I love cheese.
Oh my god.
How about like foie gras?
No organ meat.
No organ meat. No
Yeah.
sweetbreads.
No, that's all awful. Oh, bad joke. Sorry.
I didn't even get it.
OFFAL.
I got it.
Yeah.
What about what's your like favorite like? Okay, fine. Let's go a little different angle because I'm enjoying myself. I'm sorry, I know it's long. What are you drinking that's not California right now?
Spain.
Spanish what?
Red.
What?
Clio, El Nido, Numancia, Termantia,
Well, that now makes
Alto.
So that makes a lot of sense to why
Oh
this
my
is happening.
god. And in fact,
So let me ask you a question. Are you making your wines slightly calmer than your own palate would enjoy because you think the market palate is there?
No.
So you're letting the vineyard speak.
For Pinot Noir, this is where we want to be. Remember, we walked the level.
I know you did.
We did it, and this is.
But I mean, you just named wines that my palate is at a place where I'm starting to weave towards fruit again, like the bombs. But that stuff is like off. I mean, just too over the top for my palate.
But you see what we're doing now is we're making a little Cab Mourvedre blend.
You are.
Yeah, we got some
fruit.
Whoa,
let's talk to.
We got some fruit
what
out
vintage?
of Paso. 08, 09.
Is it out there?
Not yet. The 08 will be bottled in August. 2 years in oak, half American, half French, all new. In fact, 200% new oak, which for those of you that don't understand what that would be, it's 1 year in a brand new oak barrel, then transferred into another brand new oak barrel that had never been used. The equivalent is like 2 tea bags in your cup of water.
That's literally like if the oak monster was like the Gremlins back in the 80s and like they would multiply. I mean, that just sounds like Hacksaw Jim Duggan took his 2x4 and stuck it directly in my mouth.
But the thing is,
please tell me,
there's so much fruit that it needs it.
So this is like what are you going to call this wine? Like atomic bomb?
Yeah. We're going to call it divergence, since it's a divergence from what we're doing. And also
like
my math background, a divergent equation is one that has no limits. There's no boundary. It's limitless.
I like this
And that's kind of what we're doing. We're trying, and this is...
And why are you doing this?
Once again, because I don't know that anyone's done Cab Mourvedre blend, straight blend in California, trying to push the envelope like Chris Ringland did in Jumilla. So we're trying to see what we can do with it. And we're doing 200-300 cases. It's just for fun. And, you know, who knows? It might not work. But I got to try it.
Yeah, and if you can't have fun with wine, I mean, where are you going to have fun?
Right. Go make ketchup.
No, ketchup's delicious.
Well, yeah.
But you wouldn't know.
But I can't imagine it's fun.
You don't even know, you don't even know what a tomato tastes like, right?
I know I like tomato sauce, but I don't like tomatoes.
So literally, real quick, I'm sorry.
Truth.
Literally, you do not eat a fruit and or vegetable. Not one.
Lettuce.
Well, that's vegetables.
Because it's a blue cheese delivery vehicle. Because it's not... Because you can't just order a bowl of blue cheese dressing.
So you're using lettuce like a plate.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like a way to get it into my mouth.
I understand.
Corn on the cob, maybe, and that's about it. And then fruit, really, not an apple once in a while, but that's. I know it's weird.
No, I'm not mad at all.
Please, no emails. I understand.
No, email him.
No.
Hit him. You know, crush him. Definitely get on the mailing list because maybe you want to get that whole no boundaries little situation over there. Let's link that up. You'll give Mott. It's on your website / mailing list or
LoringWineCompany.com and mailing list is
okay.
prominent
We'll find
there.
that. And thank you so much for being on the show. I mean, I think that they'll recognize and probably leave comments. They'll probably say things like, it was obvious I was enjoying it. I very much did enjoy it.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to meet you. I don't know how we didn't hook up before.
Now, the tradition we have on this show is the guest always gets to ask the question of the day, which then they leave comments. So you get to ask them any question in the world. It could be about wine, could be about you, could be about any type, could be about wrestling. Who's your favorite wrestler? Macho Man Randy Savage. You know, whatever you want.
Oh my gosh, question. I'd like people to talk about aging wine. It's one of my hot topic things right now. A lot of people will say, "My God, you know, you're very nice to say reasonable price at $40," but there's a lot of people that say, "Hey, $40, I expect the wine to age 20 years." And I look at it the other way. I'm thinking, if I'm paying a premium, I want to be able to get at it right now. So I want to see what people think about the idea of having to age wines and then paying $40 for a wine that I'm telling you, take home and drink today. I think that's...
So you want their thesis on this?
Yeah, I'd like to see what people think about that.
I like that.
And I'd like to see comments on screw caps too. I mean, I love to see what people are thinking about that, and you know, all the controversial stuff.
Yeah.
That's
if you ask one more question for data, we're going to charge you for it.
Oh, okay.
You, with a little bit of me and guys like this, we are changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.